Hello, everyone. So I actually had a very inspiring night in Dallas tonight. So my father wanted to go to this blues concert, and my mother could not go with them because of knee problems. So he's like, "Hey, do you want to go to this blues concert with me?" I'm like, "Okay, sure, why not?" And I don't usually like blues. It's not because I don't like the style of music. I just don't like. It feels like it's not always about deep things. Now, the music itself can be very deep, and what that produces can be very deep. And even a lot of the lyrics for some artists, but usually it's always just like, my baby left me, I'm really sad about that. Now I got the blues. Or it's, I've had such a hard life. I've been drinking my whole life, and this is why I'm here. I like deeper messages in music in general. But tonight, I was actually given faith in blues in a way. That might seem strange to hear, but faith in blues, sure. So tonight's concert was at the Kessler in Dallas, and it was Walter Trout and Caroline Wonderland. Now, Caroline Wonderland opened. I didn't like a lot of her stuff. I might show a clip here, but Walter Trout, his band and himself, he was amazing. He's been doing this. He's 68. He's been doing this since the 70s, I think. And what I liked about him is that he shared some stories about his life that gave context for the music. And a lot of his lyrics were actually pretty deep, pretty compassionate, pretty extra spatial, extra human, instead of just like really down to earth basic thoughts, which is one of the things I usually don't like about blues, but not even just blues, like country, or other songs and other genres that are just way too material or way too just focusing on one very specific thing. Like, for instance, Caroline Wonderland talked about, there was a song about Texas women and their boots. And it's just like, okay, I don't have a problem with Texas women or boots. But it doesn't catch my fancy if it's not a deeper message, if it's not a deeper song. But Walter Trout did amazing, and he talked about different trials and tribulations in his life, and one of the things that he talked about was when he had problems with his liver, and his liver was going out, and he had to get a liver transplant. But he actually detailed this whole story of how when he was in the worst throes of it in the hospital, and his liver was, I'm guessing it was poisoning him, I'm not sure. But the room was completely dark. It was at nighttime. There was no lights on or whatever. And then these few little light ball things come and hover above him. And he's like amazed. He's looking up. And then they ask him like, "Hey man, you want to come with us?" And then he kind of went out of his body with these light balls. He's just describing this. And then, he's going around, flying around. And then, he basically says, "No, I'm not ready to go with you just yet. I have some things to do. I want to, be a good husband. I want to make sure my kids are okay. So just let's hold off on me moving on to the next life." And, I caught the last bit of that story. I didn't catch the whole story, but I will definitely share it. But what this video is going to start with is this shop that every time I go to this part of Dallas, I always want to go in this shop, but every time I get there, it's always after 6. Like, I'm going to go there at least one time before it's 6 o'clock, because they close at 6 o'clock. They're open at 10 to 6 o'clock. And I can't remember the name right now, but you will see it in the video. So the first thing I'm going to open with is me going to that shop and kind of showing you what it looks like and looking inside, because it is primed with possible magical statues, candles, incense, all kinds of stuff. And I would love to use a lot of the things in my practices in Vodou, but also other spiritual practices working with different saints. So I showed you. I kind of like looked through the window and show you. I apologize that I couldn't get there beforehand and actually go inside, but I try to show you kind of like what the shop is, and I'll definitely go there in the future. I just kind of want to start with that. And then, I'll film myself going into the Kessler and give you some music clips. And I hope that you enjoy them. Some of his songs, one of his songs talked about how I don't feel like there's a place for me, and I feel like I'm lost. And then one of the choruses was "Welcome to the human race" or "Welcome to humanity," something like that. And one of the songs was talking about when he saw those lights and, "Come fly with me." I was surprised by Walter Trout, and I was pleasantly surprised. Not so much with Caroline Wonderland, no offense, Caroline, but I actually have a little bit more faith in blues now. So let me go ahead and throw these clips at you, and they might seem a little random, but I hope that this intro kind of gives you an idea of what I'm throwing at you, so that it's not just me having a bunch of clips where you're like, what's going on here? At any rate, thank you very much for watching, and let's get to the clips. So there's this little shop up here that I thought was really interesting. That's a safe alley that I wanted to share with y'all. I'm over here in Dallas, Oak Cliff, about to see a blues concert with my dad and his friend. But before I go over there, I'm gonna go over here and show you this this shop. And it's right up here. I kind of overshot the amount of time it took me to walk over there. Could have just started it when I was over there, but you know me. Got my own way of doing stuff. Usually the ineffective way. This is actually this is the town where my dad grew up. It's way different than where I live. But here it is. I do want to make a video of just walking in and like looking at stuff. It's closed right now, but I don't know when I'm gonna make that video, so I just wanted to show y'all right now. It's called Shango Botanica. And man, this is like my kind of shop. Look, you got huge statues. None of the huge statues will I buy, but it's got huge statues. I don't even know what's in those jar things. What is that? No idea. Is it all in Spanish? Is that why yeah, it's mostly in Spanish, that's why. It's like, why can't I read this? Alright, so there's a lot of 7-day candles. Oh man. If you like 7-day candles, this is the place. I don't know what is in those bottles right there. They look like some kind of, it's not sand. It's some kind of offering liquids. Looks like it's homemade. Back there, you got a number of oils, a number of incense up top, and a whole bunch of tiny statues in between. There's some of them. I'm probably not giving y'all the best view here. If I had my old camera, you wouldn't be able to see anything. But with this one, you should be able to see way more. Good God, how many 7-day candles do you need? I mean, I love them. Then we got ourselves some prayer pamphlets. Ooh. Santa Muerte. Certain of it. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to give you all a general look at this store. Ooh. Didn't even notice him. But it's really interesting. I'm gonna make a couple more clips tonight, but this is what I'm starting it with. So I'll see you in a sec. Very, very old little theater. But it's a nice little one.
Garcia passed, and Bobby and I had the great honor of getting to play that in the Jerry Lightfoot Band of Wonder with Mr. Vince Welnick, and he had one of my favorite harmonies in there. And it is so fine to hear a beautiful harmony in there again. I love you, Miss Shelley. In case you're wondering to yourself, well, I figure Carolyn Wonderland is probably the funny-looking one. You're right. The amazing Shelley King that's over here on that guitar and that pretty singing. The amazing Bobby Perkins on the bass guitar. Kevin, make him dance Lance on the drums. Oh yes.
How y'all doing tonight, Dallas? Y'all right? I just want one more round of applause for Miss Carolyn Wonderland. I think she is incredible. And I am really happy that she is now playing with my ex-boss, Mr. John Mayall. What a great gig for her. And Lord, we wonder, are you there? There's a place where the truth can still be found. Lord, lead us to the common ground. I said, Lord, lead us to the common ground. Yeah. Better day, won't you please show the way? 'Cause the daylight fades and the night is so long, and we need your hand to keep us strong. And we get lost when there's darkness all around. Lord, lead us to the common ground. I said, Lord, lead us to the common ground. Distance up between us, it grows greater every day, and hope just fades away. Hard to describe. The word bliss does not cover it. It was a very deep, profound peace like I've never known. And then they said, you want to come with us? Come on, man. And I said, I knew that meant I would die, that I'd be gone. I said, you know, someday, but I want to fight because I want to be a husband again. I want to be a dad again. Maybe even play the guitar again. So I'll go with you someday, but you know, leave me here if you would, please. And suddenly I was back in my body and felt like dog do. But I was so moved by this experience and whatever these beings were that visited me that I wrote them a song on the album. This goes out to them wherever they may be. It's called We're Gonna Fly Away. my way. They're trying to get the best of me each and every day. Every day, yeah, yeah. Look out! Oh, yeah. Don't know, but no amount of pain, nothing anyone could do, baby. Oh, baby, turn my back, baby, turn my back on you. I couldn't turn my back on you, baby. Everybody trying to get something for nothing.
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed those clips. I did. There's other clips that I decided not to show just because they weren't as great as the ones that I showed. But I hope that you enjoyed them, and I just want to let you know that my faith in blues has been restored by Mr. Trout. He has some deep lyrics, and that's what I look for in music. No matter what kind of music, no matter what genre, I always look for deeper lyrics that imply something that is either metaphysical or something that is intrinsic for a human being to learn. At any rate, thank you very much for watching, and feel free to comment. And if you want to contact me on Facebook and ask me specifics about where I went and what the bands were, or perhaps what inspires me, feel free to go to my Facebook channel at www.facebook.com/hunter.salazar, HUNTER.SALAZAR. Thank you very much, and I hope to see all of you on the channel in the future.